Well, hello, and welcome back to Dave and Cali Show. Well, today we're going to talk about mandates, whether it be jab or whether it's a mask. But we'll start off with Fauci and his jab. Well, he the last interview that he did, he was basically kind of shaming those that haven't got the jab yet, and he's telling them that if you don't get the jab, you're in for a long, sick winter and possible death. Well, number one, we know that treatment has gotten so much better, and that's for the original. And we also know that the Delta variant is not near as strong as the original, so it's even easier to treat it. And the new Omicron is basically just a flu, because even Africa has stopped tracking it because they said it's no more than a regular flu. It's not worth tracking. People aren't getting deathly ill. They're just getting sick. They're getting over it, and moving on. So in this last video that he just did, he was talking about how deadly this is and how it's the whole thing about people getting the jab or not is all party line. And I know people on both sides who don't agree with it.
But if I were to pick out one thing that we as a nation are not doing optimally, it's the extraordinary situation where you have a highly effective vaccine that is very safe.
Safe and effective? Oh my goodness, you can still get it even after you've had 3 shots. So, it makes it to where you don't get as sick, but you still get sick and you can still spread it. So the point that they're trying to make about keeping everybody else safe is a zero.
And you have 50 million people in the country who refuse to get vaccinated, many of which are motivated purely by differences in political ideology, which is really unacceptable when you're in the middle of a deadly outbreak. If there ever was a time when you wanted the nation to focus on fighting the common enemy, and the common enemy is the virus, not ourselves, it is really extraordinary that we are having interference with public health principles for reasons that have nothing to do with public health.
Yeah, Mr. Fauci. Yeah, I think it is a little politically drawn. I know a bunch of Democrats, because I'm from Southern California, which is Democrat country. And there are tons of people out here that don't want to get the shot. And they're not conservative. And they're not Republican. And they're not even independent. So that's, for you, Mr. Fauci. The other thing is Jim Jordan had a doctor on the other day testifying and talking about natural immunity. That doctor claimed that 26 times greater than the vaccination. Yet nobody's talking about it. They're not even putting it on the table. And they brought up the point during this hearing that if the public were to talk about natural immunity, because there's millions of people who got over it, and they're getting back with their lives, if they have the immunity, they don't need the shot. But that doesn't fit the narrative. They want you to get the shot because they want control over you. But anyway, that's my opinion. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, the rest of the mandate thing. Well, I come home the other day and flipped on the computer and saw that Gavin Newsom all of a sudden is mandating masks again here in California.
The Omicron in particular is of concern because we know the transmissibility is much higher. The severity may not be as acute, but we're seeing it disproportionate. We have 48 cases in California we've identified. This is important. And the vast majority, overwhelming majority, have been fully vaccinated. And that's why masking becomes even more important in this environment. And so the imperative is to get through this winter surge and to do so in a way where we come out the other side.
Yeah, from December 15th till January 15th. Like, oh, great, here we go again. Well, I had to run down to the store. Ran down the store, grabbed my mask. I start to get out, and I'm looking, I'm seeing people going in and out. And this is on the day it was supposed to go into effect. Not one person was wearing a mask. I go in the store. Nobody's wearing a mask except for the employees. Huh. Okay, well, maybe I read that wrong. I'll have to go back and check. Well, I get back and I check. Sure enough, he mandated it. So a couple of days went by, and I got invited to our local Chamber of Commerce for a Christmas event, and thinking, oh, okay, good. Well, this is going to be kind of weird because we're all going to have masks on. Because I took my mask and I go down there and I come in the door, and there's 50, 60 people. And mind you, this 50, 60 people, 80% of them are Democrat. I know them personally. They're they're the city officials and so forth of our city. Not one person had a mask on. It was like they don't care. They are over it. So my message to you, Mr. Gavin Newsom, is we're over it. We're not listening to you anymore. That's it. Done. All right, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.